Imagine hiring an entire corporate department for a small monthly fee, one whose memory never fades, even if the server crashes. Welcome back, and as always, we're looking at the AIagentstore.ai website page today with you.
Yeah, always a really fun page to check out.
Definitely. So we're focusing on a listing in the virtual workers category that is actively automating enterprise knowledge work. It's called LaplaceAI.
Right, LaplaceAI. And it's built as a multi-agent platform, which means it doesn't just have one single artificial brain processing a task. It operates more like a committee.
A committee?
Yeah, like one agent fetches the data, another drafts the report, and then a third audits the draft for errors.
Okay, well, let's unpack this. So instead of just buying a standard software tool, you're essentially subscribing to a tireless digital department whose memory actually survives restarts.
Exactly.
And looking at the specs on the page, it's a paid, closed-source platform hitting a capped autonomy level.
Right, and that specific autonomy rating comes directly from how those agents actually manage each other. Because LaplaceAI uses a unified natural language interface, it doesn't just, execute a task and wipe its memory.
It remembers the process.
It actively accumulates and reuses process knowledge. So it learns the workflow over time, meaning it requires way less human prompting on every subsequent run.
Okay, so if I'm renting this digital department, we really need to talk about what jobs it's actually doing all day.
Well, the use cases mostly target operations and compliance managers across manufacturing, tech, and financial services.
Especially ESG documentation, right?
Huge focus on ESG, yeah. Think about the massive compliance workflows involved there. If a company needs to track their carbon emissions across a global supply chain.
Oh, wow, that is a nightmare to track.
Total nightmare. But LaplaceAI captures the necessary evidence through structured questionnaires, attaches the supporting context, and, handles all that tedious formatting work that usually eats up hours of a manager's week.
Wait. Here's where it gets really interesting, but also a bit risky. Handing ESG over to an AI running with significant autonomy sounds like a massive liability to me.
I mean, compliance is highly sensitive.
Highly sensitive. If this thing hallucinates our carbon footprint or fabricates compliance metrics, the SEC will have a field day. How do we actually trust a closed-source black box with corporate oversight?
It's a very valid concern, and that is exactly why the autonomy is capped instead of running fully independent.
So it's not just hitting publish on its own.
No, not at all. The platform is not designed to publish anything blindly to the public or to regulators. It takes all that captured evidence and formats it into structured reporting outputs specifically for human review.
So it really just acts as the preparer.
Exactly. The AI does all the heavy lifting on data compilation, but the human compliance manager still holds the steering wheel. They have to audit the final document before signing off.
It doesn't eliminate the liability risk, but it shifts the human's role from doing the grunt work to playing defense on the final output.
Right. It streamlines the preparation so the human can focus entirely on strategy, review, and disclosure.
Looking at this setup really makes you question the broader implications for the modern workforce.
Oh, absolutely. If you have virtual workers permanently accumulating process knowledge, the traditional corporate onboarding model completely flips.
How so?
Well, why spend months training a new middle manager on company procedures when your digital department already acts as an evolving permanent training manual?
Wow, the value shifts entirely from knowing how to execute the process to knowing how to manage and verify the AI's output. What happens to middle management in the near future?
That is the big question.
Definitely something for you to chew on the next time you're documenting a workflow. You can check out this listing for yourself over at AIagentstore.ai. Thank you so much for rating the podcast. It really helps us out. Catch you next time.